Hello, welcome to the first ever episode of our new Songwriter stream. For those of you following along on the Roomful of Sky channels, you will recognize three of us tonight, myself, Jason, and Victor. We have been doing the Music at Mario's online first Tuesday of the month live stream for the past 13 months. We are happy to announce that Music at Mario's is back in person at Mario's, the greatest Irish pub and restaurant in the history of the universe in the East Village of Manhattan. And that has led us to rebrand this music live stream as the Songwriter stream, now coming to you the third Tuesday of every month. This is our first episode, and to help us kick things off, we have two great artists, but before we introduce them, we will introduce your regular hosts. Myself, Phil Robinson. Over on my left, we have Jason Vitelli.
Hi, everybody. Nice to see you again.
And on my right, Victor V. Gurbo.
Hey, everybody.
All right, you know us. The exciting thing about tonight is that we're joined by Victoria Rose and Cecilia Eve. We're going to kick things off with Victoria Rose, who I had the good fortune of meeting about a month ago when we both performed at The Saint in Asbury Park. Victoria, kick us off, please.
Hey, me. This is really awesome. I know quarantine was a crazy time, but I secretly loved it, and I'm glad that people are still. So, thanks for having me. About Ghosted. Softer ways to let someone down. You disappeared and I just held my ground. 'Cause no one wants to see that small child in me that would melt into the table if you left me. I don't know why, how I always make the mistake of holding on tight to the balloon string that are untied. I'm glad what you don't know don't hurt you, 'cause it's killing me. Watching my hands shake, my own face betray me. Coming up for her, but the boat's not there. Why would you choose such a dull life to slay me? You've got options, others you can turn to. But I'm passing over. So what the hell should I do? There were kinder ways to leave a legacy than to ring the bell and run until you can't breathe. I guess you never learn. There's no guarantee that if you stay, no one breathe. I don't know why, I don't know how I always mistake building my life on the rock bed of a landslide. I'm glad what you don't know don't hurt you, 'cause it's killing me. Watching my hands shake, my own face betray me. Coming up for her, but the boat's not there. Why would you choose such a dull life to slay me? You've got Nova. So what the hell should I do? What the hell should I? What the hell should I do? Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, Victoria. Before we move on to Cecilia, let's spend a minute with you. And where are you joining us from tonight?
So right now I'm in my little cave in Nashville. I live in Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay.
I'm from Montana originally, but I live and work here in Nashville now. And yeah, this is my little recording studio. I need to get some lights in here for occasions such as this. But when I'm producing and recording and writing, I just like to focus. So I literally painted this tiny little closet black, and I hang out in here. So yeah, Nashville.
Well, thank you so much for joining us from Nashville. I guess when I met you in Asbury Park, New Jersey, a month ago at Rory's release show, where you performed a great duet of Shallow, I guess that was a road gig for you. You were on tour a little bit, New York, New Jersey area?
A little bit, yeah. Rory was actually the one behind that. He's a friend of mine. We met over Instagram through another friend, and then I booked him here in Nashville because I host a writers around here usually once a week. And then me up there because we just got connected over Instagram, and I said I'd never been up there and I'd love to play up in that area. So he got me a couple gigs up there, and that was awesome. So then he asked me to sing at his thing, which was fun.
Oh, well, that's fantastic. Well, we're grateful it led us to be able to meet you that night, and through the wonders of modern streaming technology, we could share tonight's event together with us mostly in New York and you in Nashville. So if you're just tuning in from home, this is the Songwriter stream put on by Roomful of Sky Music. Right now we're streaming on all of the Roomful of Sky social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. If you enjoy what you see, please like, subscribe, follow, smash the bell, do all those things. We're going to be doing tonight's event from about 7 p.m. We just started for 2 hours till 9 p.m. Tonight's format is a songwriter round, like you would find in Nashville. We're going to go around the circle, and each of us is going to sing a song. Probably over the course of the 2 hours, we'll have enough time for each of us to sing about 3 songs. So we'll go around the circle 3 times. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce our second special guest tonight, Cecilia Eve. And Cecilia Eve, before you sing your song, please tell us, where are you joining us from tonight?
I'm in Montreal, Quebec, in Canada.
All right, so tonight's officially an international stream.
There you go. That's correct. Usually I live in New York City, but right now I'm back home during the pandemic, so. Can you hear me okay through the mic? Okay.
Yeah, you're great.
Okay, awesome. Sometimes it's like I don't mean what I really feel. But sometimes I get it right. Sometimes I get it right. And sometimes I get it right. And I really don't wanna fight, so keep it to yourself. Oh, keep it to yourself. Oh, money, you haven't got a lot of money. Pretty soon you won't be that pretty. You haven't got much time. Your job is not really a real job. Honey, really, what are the odds? You haven't got much time. I know sometimes I look for the wrong things in the wrong places. I know sometimes it seems like I don't mean what I really feel. But sometimes I get it right. Sometimes I get it right. Sometimes I get it right. I really don't wanna fight, so keep it to yourself. Oh, keep it to yourself. Oh, just keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. Oh, just keep it to yourself.
Nice, like that.
I love that.
We got some sass going on in that song. I like the sass.
All right,
Good one.
that song is like officially my new anthem.
I know, I wrote that one a few years ago. You know, all the things they were telling me.
Well, before we move on to my turn, just answer one quick question for us, please.
Yeah, of course.
How are you so awesome?
At what? At which part?
At everything, as a singer-songwriter, but just
Oh, that's so
at
sweet.
life in general.
At life in general. My God. Whew, that's a hard question. It's a hard work. I don't know. I just I've been playing singing. I've been a singer for many years, and I've always had music in my life. I went to performing arts high school, you know, elementary school and high school and college, and I just always loved music, and you know, it's just something I love to do so much. So I guess I do it a lot. So I guess if you do anything often, it makes you awesome eventually.
It's the 10,000 hours.
Yes,
That's
yes.
exactly the one I'm talking about.
All right. Well, thank you
Thank you,
so
Bill.
much for
Yeah,
thank
sounded
you for
great.
joining us.
Thank you so
Everyone,
much.
everyone at home who is sitting on your toilet right now, watching us in your phone.
Very true, very true.
Stick around for the next couple of hours. You will hear at least 2 more songs from Cecilia, maybe 3. A couple more songs from Victoria, maybe 3. And then some songs from the rest of us. My turn is next. In addition to being one of the hosts, I am also a singer-songwriter. My name is Phil Robinson. And here is... over the pandemic, I actually recorded a whole acoustic album, which I'm putting the finishing touches on as we speak. Could you guys still hear me? Some sound came out. My sound cut out. Okay. I think this album is a cycle of 11 songs. I think of it like a novel or a movie where we follow, the camera zooms into the life of our hero. Me, our protagonist, I should say. The beginning of the story finds him in a very hard place, and hopefully over the course of the 11 songs, by the end of the album, he's worked through some of his issues and emerges victorious, transformed. But before we have the solution to the problem, we depict the problem that the character is struggling with, which is my whole life I have been plagued by horrible. I'm smiling and in a good mood right now, but a serious song. I've struggled by this crippling sense of shame that creeps into my psyche at night when normal people are sleeping and I'm tossing and turning till 6, 7 a.m. every morning, year upon year upon year. This was a song that I wrote years ago, coping with the horrible insomnia. Most people call this my insomnia song, but the name of the song is Late at Night.
And I have to say, one of my favorites.
Oh, thank you, Jason. Thank you. All right, here we go. Late at night, toss and turn, never sleep, never learn, all alone in my bed, too many thoughts inside my head, all the things should have done, all the things should have said, going through all my mistakes, lying there wide awake, twisted sheets, damp with sweat, running through all my regrets, work so hard every day, and it all just slips away, chase a dream through the years, still I'm stuck in my own fears, wonder what I do it for, out the bed, out the door, running past the houses in the cool moonlight breeze, raise my fist in the air, my nights will be my own again, to do with as I please, this I promise, this I swear, running hard down the street, devil snapping at my feet, moon is bright, night is cold, worried that I'm getting old, out of time, out of breath, one day closer to my death, existential thoughts and blessed, all of life meaningless, every night just the same, trying to outrun my shame, still I search and still don't know, one more time, into the night I go, the stars shine above us, bathe us in their glow, secure of their place in the sky. As a creature of this world who struggles down below, how can I be sure of mine? Sometimes I just don't know. How can I be sure of my place in this world? Late at night, toss and turn, never sleep, never learn, still I search and still don't know. One more time, into the night I go. in the cool moonlight breeze. I raise my fist in the air. My nights will be my own again, to do with as I please. This I promise, this I swear.
Yeah. It was a late clap there.
Whoever that was, it took them a moment to decide whether they liked the song or not. They're like, all right, I guess I'll clap.
So, Phil, I got a question for you once you put your earphones in.
Yep.
How did you get so awesome?
I have surrounded myself by really awesome, wonderful people and had the good sense to let them rub off on me year after year after year.
Good answer. It's a
All
good
right.
answer because you also made us look good at the same time.
Yep, that's true. I guess that's a good moment to say that Jason is my oldest musical friend in my adopted home of New York City. My first New York City gig was like
2007? 2006.
2007, something like 2006. 15 years ago was also Jason Vitelli's first gig in New York City, and we have been friends ever since. All right,
Yes.
that's actually a perfect segue because Jason Vitelli's song is up next, and you've probably caught on at home, but for those who haven't, in addition to being an excellent singer-songwriter, Jason is also the guy who he produces this live stream. The logo up on top, the pinwheel in the middle is the logo for Jason's business, Music for Multimedia. And he makes all of this multi-artist live streaming possible. So,
Yeah,
Jason, take off your technical hat and put on your artist hat and sing us a damn song already.
Yes, will do. It is a challenge. I enjoy the challenge though, because you never know what to expect when you're doing these things. But it's not the same as performing live in front of an audience, but it has its perks for sure. All right. This is a song that I used to often start my busks with. I used to play down in the subway years ago, before the pandemic. It's called Long Way, and it's actually about an MTA subway ride. I was a very angst-ridden, angry, lonely 20-something when I wrote this. I've got a long way to go. I've got a long way to go before my eyes are reaching yours, before my mind gets too roiled. She can make it or break it, lose her cool and just hate it. But I've got a long way to go before my eyes are reaching yours. For I've been running out towards this sun, and I didn't think I could include anyone. It's hard enough just being myself, so I'm gonna go it alone. I'm gonna go it alone. It's been happening too often. This weight within my hands, and this bus couldn't be too slow, for I know I'd be better off at home. She's a hard one to handle, my mind's filled with scandal. I've got a long way to go before I pass my stop once more. For I've been running outsource this song, and I didn't think I could include anyone. It's hard enough just being myself, so I'm gonna go it alone. I'm gonna go it alone. There's gotta be a better way. As she flips back her hair gently in the brake light haze, it's been so long that I forgot how it felt. But as she gets up to go, I know my journey to the sun must go on. I've got a long way to go. I've got a long way to go. Thank you, guys. Thank you all.
All right, Jason.
Yeah.
Before we move on to Victor, why don't you take a moment just to tell us what was going through your mind when you first wrote that song?
Yeah, I mean, I just, us New Yorkers taking public transportation, we tend to, we'll see a pretty person and, like, oh, I wish I could just talk to her. And the subway is probably the worst place to start a conversation with people because, everyone's kind of on guard. So you sort of don't have much of a chance unless an opportunity might arise. But I found it a metaphor for just my loneliness in general, like my disconnect from people in general, which I think in my mid-20s I was dealing a lot with. Probably right before I met you. So
great. Well,
lucky to say I feel better.
And you have a wonderful song from that time.
Yes, yes.
All right, so let's complete our first trip around the songwriter round with our third host and fifth songwriter of the night, Victor V. Gurbo.
Oh, Victor, we can't hear you. We can't hear you.
How about now?
Now.
So here's a good piece of advice to everyone out there. Don't leave the mute button on when it's your turn to perform. Okay. This song's called The Roving Blade. It goes like this. Pretty mama, they call me the roving blade. Writing silly carols down in the shade. Keeping up with spirits, keeping time with some other drum. They all talk about me when I come. If you want pretty mama, stay with you a little while. And I can get lost behind your smile. But eventually there's gonna come a time I gotta hit that old asphalt. And if you say you love me, that's your own damn fault. If I'm coming and you see me standing there, waving a handkerchief for the moment in the air. Oh, I'm a roving blade. That's just how I was made. It's so hard to love and blade. Mama said a roving blade was bound to break your little heart. It'll get so deep inside you, it'll pick you clean apart. It's not that the roving blade is trying to make you blue. It's just that's all a roving blade knows how to do. Dream misters and misters weaving pretty little things in their songs. All of them trying to undress you and tell you where you belong. Whoa, 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 I'm no better than them. It's just I'm not gonna sugarcoat no lies. You take a shot at someone, you better see the whites of their eyes. If I'm coming and you see me standing there, wave a handkerchief for the moment in the air. Oh, I'm a roving blade. That's just how I was made. It's so hard to love and blade.
Yeah.
All right, Victor, question for you.
Sure, what's your question?
How do you get to hang
get
out
to
with
hang out
such
with
awesome
such-
people?
I was trying to guess his question.
You tolerate me, and I'm kind of grafted on like a leech, and now I persist, siphoning energy off the host.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Good answer. I'm not going to comment on your playing or your writing or your singing, but that's a hell of a backdrop. I think that's the greatest live stream backdrop.
I had
Complete-
ordered this before. Well, actually, no, this one's more recent. I got it for live shows right as everything started going south again. But I also
And
have
as
all
you
of
can
my
see, the Victor V.
nonsense up there.
Gurbo insignia over there, that direction.
Yeah.
It's just like on the screen. It's there.
Right.
It's in both worlds.
Some people have beds in their bedrooms. Victor has 47 guitars.
Whatever helps you sleep at night.
All right, so Victor, of course, is the third of our three musketeers, myself, Jason, and Victor. We've had a musical partnership stretching back years. Tonight's Songwriter stream is an outgrowth of a monthly residency that we've held for a couple of years at Mary O's, the greatest Irish pub restaurant in the history of the universe. We're there the first Tuesday of every month, and we're here online on Roomful of Sky, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, the third Tuesday of every month. So thank you, Victor. That completes our first circuit around the round. We'll start at the top again now with Victoria, once again from Nashville. And we'll take a little bit more time this round to get to know each of the musicians in between their songs. So Victoria, take it away.
Thanks, Bill. Well, you guys all sound awesome. It was nice to hear each of you. I feel like I say this in Nashville all the time, but because the writers' rounds are everywhere here. I feel like there's so many artists that I know and love, but until I'm in a round with them, I have like really sat down and listened to around with someone. You're just sitting there and you have to pay attention, and it's nice because it's easy to talk to people and mingle when like someone's playing on stage and you just go to their gig. But yeah, rounds have a special place in my heart just because I feel like it's a very intimate setting, even if it's just like the four people on stage or the people on stage listening to each other. It's kind of like a public living room session. So I really like them. So thanks again for having me. Yeah, this is a song that I wrote. This song is found, you can find it on Spotify and iTunes and all that. I just released it a couple months ago. It's called Over the Moon. And this one is about loving somebody who does not reciprocate, does not love you back. I think sadly a lot of people can relate to it. It's just unfortunate. But I wrote this song a couple of years during quarantine, totally unrelated to quarantine, but I just sat down and was like, yep, that's what I'm going to write. And it was one of those few songs that I sat down and wrote it in like 10 minutes and was like, yep, that was what I... And then I came back to it later and was like, yeah, it's done. It's cool. That doesn't always happen, as you all know as writers. Sometimes it's like this just exhausting process. So this one was just like, yeah, the way I can describe it is just I said exactly what I wanted to say the way I wanted to say it in the moment and was really in touch with that. So the song is special to me. This is called Over the Moon. And I'm sorry if you can relate to it, but sort of hope you can. So like, this is Over the Moon. I hear you breathe slowly on your pillowcase, and I don't speak. Got your heartbeat on my back and your hand on my waist, and I can't breathe. I know you said I could come over, but I couldn't stay. And it wouldn't be the end of the world if I walked away. When you got me over the moon, it's like a bird's eye view, looking down on me and you. Nothing else will do. You said I can't and you won't be mine. If I give you one more night, will you change your mind? Tell me secrets in the dark, and I can't stand to leave you. Give my body to your arms and my heart to your hand, just to please you. I know you said I could come over, but I have to leave. And I know I'm not earlier, but now I don't agree. When you got me over the moon, it's like a bird's eye view, looking down on I know you said I can't be yours, won't be mine. But if I give you one more night, will you change your mind? Let me ask one more time, do you want me to stay? If the answer's still no, I swear I'll try to walk away. Let me ask you one more time, do you want me to stay? If the answer's still no, I swear I'll try to walk away. 'Cause when you got me over the moon, it's like a bird's eye view. Looking down on me and you, nothing else will do. No, you said I can't be yours and you won't be mine. If I give you one more night, will you change? I know you said I can't be yours and you'll never be mine. But if I give you one more night, will you change your mind?
Woo!
Beautiful.
Thanks.
Stunning.
Victoria, please tell us the name of that song again.
It's called Over the Moon.
Over the Moon. All right.
Yeah.
The song. I wanted to say the name of the song in the comments here, but I didn't catch it quick enough. Available on Spotify.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So before we move on to Cecilia, we could spend a couple minutes with you. We know that you're in Nashville, and that you're in the right city. What did you grew up in Montana?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then when did you know that you were a singer-songwriter?
I have been singing since I was a kid. I just always loved it. And then when I was 11, long story short, but when I was 11, me and my 6 siblings were actually taken away from my mom and given to my dad, and like life changed a lot. So I was homeless for a while. It was just a long story. So lots of trauma. And those like the Christmas trees when you walk into like Walmart and they have all the names of like poor kids on them if you want to buy them a present. So we got volunteered to like be on one of those trees when I was a kid, and I didn't want anything. So I was like, well, I guess I want to learn piano. So I just put piano lessons on there, and then some really wonderful couple rented me a keyboard, and I just taught myself piano. So that became my outlet. So music has always been just my way of explaining the things in the world that suck and the things that are wonderful, because sometimes words aren't enough. And I really love writing songs that help people feel a little bit less alone. So that's usually my focus. But yeah, I've always been playing, I guess, but I'm all self-taught. So I've been playing for a long time. I started a few years back, taking like voice lessons and working more on my voice. But other than that, I just kind of taught myself everything and used it as a emotional crutch. So yeah, kind of always been doing that.
Fantastic. I personally could identify with much of that, as I imagine many people who are utilizing creative self-expression as one way of navigating their way through the world can.
Though I wouldn't consider it an emotional crutch. You know, I think it's a very positive thing that people can share it. Also, like, you know, like what you're writing about, other people can relate to. Mm-hmm. And I think there's a lot. It's very powerful. So.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a bridge as a way to connect with people. And my favorite thing is like playing a gig and getting that face. I'm always looking for that face where someone's like, oh man, that's how I feel. And the second you get that, you're like, yeah, I've never spoken to you, but you feel like safe and seen by me. So it's a really special thing. It is good.
It's
I
magical.
don't mean to say it like in a negative way. I'm very self-deprecating. So I love it. And I feel like that's been, I mean, secretly, I think all of us can admit as musicians, we we kind of wanted to do it just to connect with. I mean, it's for love. Like we want other people to feel loved. It's for human connection. So when that's the focus, it's good stuff too. So yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah. Was it a straight line from Montana to Nashville? Or how did you...
Physically, it's like 30 hours.
No.
No, I know what you're saying. Yeah, so no, I am pop. I'm not country at all. So it doesn't really make sense that I'm in Nashville, actually. But I was living in Montana, playing all the time, playing gigs, getting paid for them. I do miss that because you don't really get paid to play anywhere in Nashville. But I knew I needed to leave, and there was a couple other factors that played into when I did leave finally. But I had moved to Portland and back. Like I'd been a little bit, traveled a little bit, but Nashville was just sort of like, well, I don't really like Southern California, so I guess I'll go to Nashville. It was kind of just like this last minute thing. I never been here, so I didn't visit or anything. I literally just packed everything and drove and loved it. So Nashville's just a really easy city to move. Everyone's really nice. It's just a friendly town. If you've spent any time here at all, it's like you're immediately safe and you feel like you can just kind of fit in with people, and they welcome you in really well. And coming from Montana, that was really cool because people in Montana are really nice, but they're not super friendly. They're like, they moved there for space, or they were raised space, so no one really shows up or like wants to hang out that much. So
Well, that's all we needed to hear. Next week, Jason, Victor, and I are showing up and sleeping on your couch, and we're going to become Nashville musicians. So
yeah, you should. Everyone does it, and everyone.
I've loved. I had a great time there last time.
Oh, cool.
Years ago, I went there. Yeah.
Nice. You should come
and
back.
And there's that cafe, that famous cafe. Phil, I think you told
Bluebird.
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to go there, but the line was like so long. I was like, okay, let's just get a drink across the street.
Well, now that we know Victoria, we start her waiting online for us, and then a week later, when our turn comes up, we just stroll in and walk on.
I can hook you up. I played at the Bluebird once, and it's a really funny story. It was not a good experience. I know that place is famous, so I won't say anything.
We'll move on to Cecilia now. We'll have another turn with Victoria, and she could continue her story if she chooses to. But that's part of why, even though we've returned to live in-person gigs, Victor, Jason, and I decided we wanted to keep this live stream experience going, because it gives us the opportunity to build these friendships with musicians from Montreal and Nashville. We could, hopefully down the road that will translate to we could host each other for gigs in each other's cities.
Yeah.
So thank you for all. And tonight we have a special international edition of the Songwriter Stream. So Cecilia, you're up.
Nice. Okay, button off. As Victor recommended. Okay. I was going to start chatting. You know me, I'm real chatty, but I'll do the song first. Okay, so this is actually, speaking of Nashville and all that, actually, not that it's necessarily a Nashville thing, but during the pandemic, I tried to get more into finger picking or just different styles to have a bit more variety to the guitar playing. So this is a bit more of a finger picking kind of song than I used to do in the past before the pandemic. And this one is called How They Fall. somebody else. Go and throw it all away, and the light in your eyes, sleeping for a while, always so hard on yourself, trying to sing along, but you always get it wrong. Ooh, one thing is clear, I need you, you need me, and we've been at it so long. Whatever the road throws, whatever the test, I give it my all. You give it your all, and we will see how they fall, how they fall. You used to look down at the ground, skipping lines calmed you down. It carved a different path, but you always had that laugh and the smile in your eyes coming round the bend. Nice to see you again, my friend. You try to sing along, but you always get it wrong. Oh, one thing is clear, I need you need me, and we've been at it so long. Whatever the road throws, whatever the test, I give it my all, give it your all, and we will see how they fall, how they fall, how they fall, how they fall. Used to look up at the sky.
Oh, wow. I love the juxtaposition where, you know, the chorus goes into the strum. It's very dramatic, and it really fits the song. So congratulations. Sounds great.
Oh, thank you so much. That's actually something I'm working on, is like adding more variety. So that's so cool that you like the juxtaposition of that. That was a mindful decision. So so I'm glad you like that. Thank you.
Well, your genius is not lost on us, Cecilia.
Yeah, you noticed it. Of course you would.
Cecilia, do you remember how we virtually met?
Oh, how we virtually met. Okay, hold on. Let me think I think we randomly became friends on Facebook, as many people ask each other to be friends, like in New York, if they start to see each other pop up on other friends. And then eventually you said hi to me, or I said hi to you. And then we're like, hi, I've been seeing you for a while. I'm Cecilia. I'm Phil.
Well, that's the story from your perspective, but the story from my perspective before the random hello, I was just hearing about you from like 57,000 musicians in New York. Everyone's like, you know Cecilia Eve, you know Cecilia Eve. Oh, you got to go to Cecilia Eve's thing. Oh.
And
really? Yeah, so I'm not even sure like what your operation was. Were you like hosting a song circle or a songwriting workshop, or what was it you were doing?
Oh yeah, well, thank you for asking. And the answer is I was running. Okay, I guess I was doing a few different things, but I
Yeah.
was basically the main thing was I was running a singer-songwriter open mic, but it was just original music open mic, strictly original music, and it was entitled "We Love Songwriters." And at first, I had done it at a venue up in Harlem. Then I had switched it to another venue. Just kept moving up, I guess, and then eventually it was at Bar 9 in Hell's Kitchen in Manhattan. And yeah, it was a weekly open mic called We Love Songwriters, dedicated to original music, and it kind of blew up. It was so much fun. So I think that's the one they were talking about.
Yeah, well, I heard about that. I saw so many posts about it. It was like,
Oh, yeah?
what is this We Love Songwriters thing, and how do I get involved? And then I think I reached out to you, and then the pandemic happened. So
You know what?
So
yeah, that happened. That old pandemic.
So when did you move up to Canada? Is it? So I guess it's pretty recent.
Okay, so I actually am from here originally. So
Okay,
I grew
okay.
up here. I grew up here, but it's funny. It's actually insane to have heard Victoria's story because I only lived here till I grew up here till I was 11, and it's really weird, Victoria. You might flip out. I lived here with my mom, and when I was 11, I moved to go live with my dad in San Francisco. So I don't know. That must be why we're on the same.
That's the recipe for musicianship. You have to pass through that.
Yeah, but that must be why we're on the same stream. That's just insane. I literally, at 11 years old, left Montreal to go live with my dad in San Francisco. So that's pretty crazy that we have such similar. That blew my mind when you said. I'm like, am I speaking? No, she's speaking.
That's crazy. That's so specific.
I know. That's really
Wait.
wild. So to answer your
wait,
question,
which one is
Jason-
Victoria and which one is Cecilia?
I mean, we're our own person, but when she said that, I'm like, oh my god, is she what? What's happening? So
That's awesome.
yeah, Jason, yeah. So anyway, Jason, so I grew up here. Actually, I'm French Canadian, so I grew up speaking French. French was my first language. My mom is French Canadian, but my dad's American, so I always spoke English as well when I used to go visit him in San Francisco. But yeah, so I grew up here originally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, when are you coming back to New York so we could have We
So
Love
we can jam
Songwriters
out?
again?
Great question. I keep trying. I'm looking for like an apartment, and there's a lot of barriers. There's no Greyhound bus that comes to Canada anymore. I used to take the Greyhound back and forth to New York a lot, but they cut off the service. It's just been a little tricky trying to do the transition, but I definitely miss New York and miss doing the We Love Songwriters, and I'm working on it. And I hope it happens soon. So we can
All right,
jam
well,
out.
Yeah, me too.
We're
Yeah, meet you
hoping
guys
for
in
it too.
person. Aw, miss you all you New York people.
Yeah, you have an open invitation to play any of our in-person events once you
All right then.
once you come back.
Setting things up already.
All right, so
Thank you for having me.
thank you, Cecilia Eve.
Yes, thank
So,
you.
for those of you watching at home, this is the Songwriter Stream. This is our third Tuesday of every month event produced by myself, Phil Robinson, Jason Vitelli, and Victor V. Gurbo. My little organization is called Roomful of Sky Music, and we book tons of shows and events, live music, promote them, hundreds of artists. And if you've attended live music in New York City in the last 15 years, chances are you've been to a Roomful of Sky music event. That's what I bring to this. We have Jason. Jason, what do you bring to this?
You got wait. I have to
What is
think,
your
man.
worth?
Oh man.
I guess I'm more a technical guy. Like, like with Mario's, I help with the sound, and that's sort of where my forte lies, or what I enjoy doing.
I wasn't implying that you don't bring anything. I was giving you an opportunity to plug your business, Music for
Oh,
Multimedia.
jeez. You caught me off guard. I was adjusting things. I was adjusting too many knobs, and I get caught off guard. Music for Multimedia, I think, started as a company where I do film music with, because that's actually where my training is scoring film. And then I reached a certain point where the slog kind of got tiresome, and I wanted to actually perform in front of people. So I think I went to my first open mic in 2005, and I started writing songs around that time, and met Phil shortly after. But anyway, Music for Multimedia, to come back full circle, I've been doing a lot of these streams, and it's my banner for all the technical stuff I do over here.
Yeah,
so.
And we couldn't do it without you. And our third partner down there, the guy in the hat, Victor, what's your worth as a person?
Well, I drag the bar as low as possible. So just trying to make it as easy for everybody else as physically possible.
All right, well.
I disagree.
Victor's our
Did
third
not.
partner in crime. All right, so it's my turn next. I'm still Phil Robinson. Earlier tonight, I played one of the first songs on this album I just recorded, called Late at Night. And this next song is kind of the answer to that song. This next song is called Arrival. And what I've noticed, if I'm being very honest with myself, if you boil down any wisdom about life from any school of thought or spiritual tradition, a lot of it usually boils down to be present, be in the moment, be in your life, be emotionally available and alive and present just for the people around you. And I think that's so fundamentally hard for human beings to do. Speaking for myself, it's extremely fundamentally hard for me to do. It's like everything about me is designed to try to escape being in my own skin in a 1,000 different ways of numbing myself or escaping myself or not being in the moment. So that's something to which I have dedicated myself, being more present. And that is what this song is about. It's called Arrival, and it's just basically about attempting to arrive in the present moment. We don't always succeed, but we frequently attempt. All right, this is Arrival. Tonight, I face my fears tonight. Tonight, I'll stay right here tonight. Tonight, it all comes down tonight. Tonight, I stand my ground tonight. I was running from the world those years, scared for my survival. I was clinging to a wall I held dear and longed for my arrival. I was running from myself those years, deep in my denial. If I lose, it's still alright. I was hiding from myself those years in a downward spiral. I avoided all I couldn't bear, yet longed for my arrival. I was always only kind of halfway there, deep in my denial. Now I choose to stand right here and work for my, 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 work for my arrival, arrival. Oh. Right here, right now, I'm right where I should be. Right here, right now, there's nowhere else to be but right here, right now. There's nowhere else to be but right here, right now. I'm right where I should be. I was running from the world those years, scared for my survival. Now I stand before you, whole is clear, blessed in my arrival. I was running from myself those years, deep in my denial. Now I stand before you, whole is clear, blessed in my, 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 blessed in my arrival, arrival. Oh, oh, oh. Tonight, tonight, I'm right where I should be.
Hey, Phil. Woo.
All right, let me get. All right. You're all wondering how I'm so awesome? No, I'm just kidding.
Yes. No, the juxtaposition of both those songs is really interesting because they're both sides of the coin, of the novel, of that album that you're creating, and it's really interesting to see it from both ends.
Oh, thank you for picking up on that. That's why I chose those two to go together tonight, because it's basically the beginning of the story and the ending of the story. And over the course of the album, you kind of see the journey from the one to the other. And I really identified with what Victoria said earlier about her drive towards songwriting. For me, I had a lot of emotional turbulence and tribulation in my early life. There's a lot of chaos in my family of origin, a lot of lack of stability, and a lot of feeling disconnected and unsafe. And it was really discovering the music of Bruce Springsteen that reached me. It was just the right message expressed in the right way that it became the one thing that was able to reach, 12-year-old me and kind of kick open a door in my mind and make it possible to envision a life of broader possibility. So that being the realist thing that and the most compelling force that I had come across in my young life, I immediately latched onto it as something I could try to do myself. So, I was never born with any obvious musical talent. Nobody told young Phil that I had a good voice or a good sense of rhythm or I should do music. It was not about any of that. All of those things were a hard challenge to come by. It was just my way of trying to feel okay in the world. I'd wake up in the morning and feel cripplingly depressed, and if I sat with my guitar for 5 hours and banged out words that expressed the pain in my heart and I could kind of sing them, it made me feel a little bit better by the end of the day. So just as a means of self-preservation,
I totally can relate to that. Totally.
And as a consumer of music, that's what I connect to. You could come across 1,000 singers, songwriters, or musicians, and a lot of them have prettier voices or are more accomplished technicians on their instruments. But the thing that reaches me is, are you encountering a life force expressed through through this music? And that's what I aim for, and that's what I revel in when I encounter in others, such as the four of you. So thank you for listening. We will move on to Jason Vitelli, and I hope that Lisa's presence means that she will be a special guest star.
She is joining us, and she just started working on violin again after a long break, and she's so excited to be playing it again, and I'm excited to be playing it with her. So, this song is what's the word? She only tried playing it about an hour ago, so she came up with the part instantaneously.
Let's see if I remember it and how to play the violin. Because
I like challenges, though. Like challenges like that are fun. So, you could stand for sure. Yeah. Muse. Tell you a story about a friend from long ago. Plentiful poplars were aflutter. Neighbor said he sold his soul to the devil, but they wouldn't see. His rage couldn't be ignored, not just a passing thunderstorm. Worry has bested many of my days, a deluge pouring out of every pore of my being. Yet somehow I still breathe through the bars that hold this guilt inside me. Will tomorrow bring about a new beginning? Trampling out those sparks off the forest floor. the scattered remnants of entrails, a stench which brought me to my knees. Acres of pine surround a cold dirt road that once were blackened to a fine charcoal. Who would ever suspect a life was trampled underfoot by mere reticence? A hand had been dealt that took to a flame, brought the ball fields down, left us all to shame. Will tomorrow end this losing season? A second chance to give back that last inning. I stumbled down Carl's path, burning with a sanctimonious glare. I reflect upon yours. You're too scared to recognize what's right or wrong, so we cover up the past, never bothered to ever understand what could have made him tick. Wrote him off and said he was just another prick. I wring my hands as a curse echoes in our complicity. I wipe my hands ahead again. I wonder when will this sail ever end? Ever end? Thanks, guys.
Wow, that was madness. Amazing. Incredible.
So, who is your friend?
Oh,
and
let me get her to hear all of you. I just gotta turn on 1 second. Yeah, this is Lisa Trenery.
Hi, guys.
Hi,
Sorry,
Lisa.
Jason couldn't find a spare head of headphones. Is that how you say it?
Well, yeah, I mean, I have to change a setting in order for the sound to come out the speaker. So, but now she could talk.
Wow.
So
Yes. Oh, what'd you say, Phil?
So where have you been hiding that violin the last 14 years that I've known you?
Under my mom's bed in her apartment.
Ah, all right.
Yeah, it's been there for a while, and then I was like, I have a violin. I may as well do something with it. She only paid for my lessons for, I don't know, about 13 years of my life. But hopefully she's out there watching and isn't like, this is what I spent all my money on. But this is actually the first time I heard the song that Jason performed. This is fantastic.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Longer than earlier, but...
Yeah. It's a great job, Sam. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, so
Awesome.
it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun to introduce, get her back into it, and it's exciting. Yeah.
All right. Well, I know that we all enjoyed seeing Lisa whip out the violin 2 weeks ago at Mario's. So
That was her in-person debut after 20 years of not playing. So this is her streaming debut. So
all right. All right. Well, let us move on to our concluding turn of the second trip around the circle. Back to our good friend, in quotes, I'm saying friend, Victor V. Gurbo.
I forgot I was up. Thanks for the quotations, Phil.
Yeah.
Always know how to
know,
make me
right?
feel welcome.
That's just our shtick. Victor knows that I love him.
For all you guitar aficionados out there, this is a Gibson L1. It was made in 1917. There's dyed birch back and sides, a very thick spruce top, and H bracing, which is super primitive. It was in the 20s that Gibson picked up Martin and ripped the face off and looked inside and said, "Oh, that's how you make an acoustic." And now we have modern American guitars. But prior to that, mostly look like this guy.
Do you ever take the pick guard off?
I don't, because for most of these guitars, this is all made out of Bakelite, and apparently there's a little bit of, I think there's a little bit of uranium in the formula, and if they got it just right, it stayed put, but if they didn't...
Oh my God, that's crazy.
When I was talking to the guys, I'm like, do you have to worry about this? And they said if you ground it up and put it in a bag and huffed it, you'd get in trouble. And now that's all I think about doing, because there's a little voice in your head that goes, do it! But no, I'm too worried that it's going to fall apart, because it's held on for over 100 years, and I don't want to... It's like, oh, it's fine, and then I come along and break it. Well, here's a sad jumble of words. This song's called Mondrian, and it goes like this. I dreamt you were a tightrope walker, some city skyline stalker, but then you fell into the sea. You crashed into me, and then I dreamt that I was a vagabond, and when even my echo would not respond, it was you that set me free. You gave $1 to me. She dreams in dreams like Mondrian. It's like she knows the hill that I'll die upon. She's lost inside of Mondrian, where she's walking till she's gone. Dreamt we were attached at the hip. We were Siamese twins for a little bit. Oh, but then someone ripped us in two, and I lived without you. And then I dreamt that we were in Alcatraz, and you broke out with such pizzazz through the bar. You melted through, yelled, "I'll come back for you." She dreams in dreams like Mondrian. It's like she knows the hill that I'll die upon. She's lost inside of Mondrian, where she's walking till she's gone. I dreamt everything was in its proper place, like little boxes out in space. Oh, but time is a relentless wheel, and it makes you kneel. And sometimes I pretend that we're still in love, and that there is a God above. Oh, but you showed me what's real, and a deal is a deal. She dreams in dreams like Mondrian. It's like she knows the hill that I'll die upon. She's lost inside
Hey, Marilyn chimed in. She loves that song.
Oh, thank you for being
Yeah.
here, Marilyn.
Yeah.
One day I'll get it on keyboard, but it's going to take a little bit.
You are such an incredible songwriter. Holy everything.
Thank you.
Holy shnikes.
Yes, exactly. Holy everything but a curse
So-
word.
It means a lot coming from you guys.
Victor, what the hell is a Mondrian?
Mondrian, we've had this conversation before, so we're pantomiming it. It feels weird to go through the conversation when we've done it on the stream before. He's the Dutch painter that did the modern art. Whenever you think of modern art, it's probably a theme on your computer somewhere where it has all the little colored boxes. That's who Piet Mondrian was.
What else, Victor? What else? What else do you want to tell us? This is your moment.
I don't know. I usually have some nonsense prepared for this, and you've actually called me on guard here. something
Way to
something
put him on the
sardonic and
spot.
sarcastic to say.
Because
Yeah.
it's so fun seeing Victor's deer in the headlights look.
I know. I just drew a blank. There's usually something there I can grab, and I just reached down, and there was nothing.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's because Victor leaves it all out on stage when he performs. He empties himself. There's nothing left for
No, there was nothing
post-song
in there to
banter.
begin with.
Well-
As always.
Well, we have to thank Victor. Jason and I owe him a debt of gratitude. As we mentioned earlier, that this little monthly residency began in its original form with our in-person residency at Mary O's in the East Village. And Victor was the one who connected us to Mary in the first place and got us hooked up with that gig, which has been a wonderful part. It's become like the center of our scene for a couple of years now, and during the pandemic, it was Victor who suggested that we convert it into our monthly streaming show. And I don't know about you guys, but that's literally what kept me sane for the 18 months of, the pandemic. So
He's
thank
the
you,
brains of
Victor.
the operation, the brains.
Victor, you are the father of not only the Songwriter stream, but also Mary O herself.
I don't know how that works, but cool. I have a kid. Nice.
You didn't
Learned
know.
something new today.
First time ever.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, tuning in from home, watching us from the toilet, on your phone, on your flat screen TV, whatever it is, thank you for spending this time with us. We've completed 2 circuits around our Songwriter round. We got one more for you. We should each be able to get another song in before 9 o'clock. This is a production of Roomful of Sky. You're watching on one of the 3 Roomful of Sky social media channels, either Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram. And after tonight's live stream, this video will live on forever on the Roomful of Sky YouTube channel. So if you want to revisit any of these performers or any of these songs, you could always find us on YouTube/Roomful of Sky, and we will be there. All right, so let's kick off round 3 again with Victoria.
Thanks. Any interrogating questions this time?
I think
It's
this
okay if
time
there's not.
we're going to need to be a little bit efficient with our
Okay.
use of time, so let's keep our intros and comments to concise.
Okay, cool. So
Laying
this
down the
song-
law.
Yeah. Jeez, okay, I won't tell you any more stories. Just kidding, I talk way too much. So it is about... This is a funny story. So I was asked to write a song for this round that my friend was hosting, and she said that the prompt was you had to write a drinking song. And I was like, ugh, I'm just like, I'm not country. And in my mind, I immediately went to country, and I'm like, well, there's a lot of really good drinking songs out there. So I'm not saying they're all indefinitely bad, but they've kind of already been said. So I was like, I don't really want to write about that. And then I thought of a way to kind of twist it. So this is a song that I wrote about how a person can seem a lot like alcohol, in the sense that like you're like, oh yeah, this is a great idea. So obviously this person has a great idea. And then you wake up and you're like, that was not a great idea. Where did I think that was going? So this is about emotional relationship turmoil and how that can kind of seem like an addiction to alcohol. And I usually play it on piano, so I'm going to try to play it on guitar. So I was just doing a bunch of capo math before I got my turn. So yeah, let's see how this goes. This is called Drinking. It's my drinking song. Dress from the night before, cold lonely bath floor. Tell me how I chose again to do this to myself. Flashbacks of feeling small. When I shrink, you get tall. Guess it's what I get for picking from the bottom shelf. And I know it's not right to blame. Maybe I'd be feeling like this anyway. But when you burn so slow, and when you go down easy, how am I supposed to know just how you're gonna treat me? And when you promise me it'll be fun and free, how am I supposed to know you're lying to me? Maybe it's on me. Maybe I'm just overthinking. Or maybe we're on the rocks and I should quit drinking. You're always so appealing till the floor becomes a ceiling. You leave me paying for the tab I can't afford. And after all this time, you'd think I lost my mind, 'cause you'll never change, but I keep coming back for more. And I know it's not right to blame. Maybe I'm just crying wolf anyway. But when you burn so slow, you go down easy, how am I supposed to know just how you're gonna treat me? And when you promise me it'll be fun and free, how am I supposed to know you're lying to me? Maybe on me, maybe I'm just overthinking. Or maybe we're on the rocks and I should quit drinking. 'Cause when you burn so slow, and when you go down easy, how am I supposed to know like shit you're gonna treat me? And when you promise me it'll be fun and free, how am I supposed to know you're lying to me? Maybe it's my fault. Maybe I should do some thinking. Maybe I'm not bold and You're the cave I chose to shrink in. Maybe I've gone cold. Maybe this is just a season. Maybe we're a boat that was always built for sinking. Maybe I'm just scared. Maybe that's a stupid reason. Maybe I'm just lonely, and I'm sick of trying to please him. Maybe I'm just dumb, and I'm always overthinking. Or maybe we're on the rocks, and I should quit drinking.
Woo! Gorgeous.
Thank you. Feels so weird to play that on guitar.
I was gonna say, I know
a
that
little
you.
piano solo, and I couldn't do that. I was like, what am I doing?
I know you introduced the song by saying you usually play it on piano, but it sounded so well suited for the guitar.
Oh,
On
good.
your guitar part, so
Well, that's
perfectly
good.
good. What is the name of that song?
Drinking.
Just drinking?
Yeah, it's my drinking song.
Awesome. Very good. All right. In the interests of making sure everybody gets to sing their song, let's move right along to Cecilia.
Woo.
Cecilia, I think you're muted.
Yes. Oh.
You're pulling a Victor.
Am I still muted now?
Now we can hear you.
I didn't listen to the advice. Victoria, that was so pretty. And I understand, like, how come it's always the word whiskey is always in there.
I know.
Usually.
I know.
You know what I'm talking
Whiskey and
about.
tequila, but mostly whiskey.
Why do they always use the word? That's what you have to ask them in Nashville. Why always the word whiskey in every drinking song?
It's like an
Well,
illusion of class.
what word rhymes with margarita?
What word rhymes with whiskey besides like frisky? What are you writing?
I know you're right. Is the sound is okay, right?
Yep.
Okay, here we go. All right. This is another song that I wrote during the pandemic, and because I don't know about you guys, but I wrote a whole bunch of songs during the pandemic with all that free time, especially in the beginning. And yeah, so this song is called Rearrange, and this is a song. Okay, and this is a song about having time to. It's like coming back home during the pandemic and having a bunch of time to kind of get back to yourself. Because sometimes, you know, life will get kind of crazy and you get a bit thrown off and you're a bit off-centered. You don't feel exactly like yourself. And so basically this song is just about getting to know yourself again and loving yourself and rearranging back to who you really are. So it's called Rearrange. And I was just checking the comments. Okay. All right. Here we go.
Actually, can you move the mic a little bit closer? Oh.
The road ahead is never what it seems.
Woo! Woo! Yeah.
That was soulful.
Hey.
That was fantastic. Oh my god. I was like,
Thanks, guys.
so good.
Cecilia,
So
all
good.
your songs make
So
me
good.
dance in my seat.
Oh my
They
god.
have like
wait.
they have a good
Okay.
groove in the guitar part.
Oh,
All right.
thank you. I think I couldn't hear you guys for a second. I'm sorry. It split up, so I didn't hear anything nice you might have said. But thank you anyway.
Oh,
Oh,
Well-
we love
It split
Well,
up, so I couldn't hear anything. Anyway.
well, I was saying that all of your songs make me dance in my chair. They have like a groove in the
cool.
guitar part, and in your voice, you have a very soulful voice in the groove. It's
Thank you.
perfect.
Good times. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm glad you liked it.
All right, so for my next song, I need some audience participation. So I know usually when each of us has our turn, Jason mutes everybody. But Jason, I don't want you to mute people because I want to hear your voices. And I see that Chuck and Lisa are there. I want to hear Chuck and Lisa as well. I've been on the streams. I've been doing so many cover songs that I figured since we rebranded our live stream, the Songwriter stream, I should focus on originals. And I think this is my signature song. And for this next song, I need some audience participation, but I don't need you to sing. I need you to shout. So, can I get a hell yeah?
Hell yeah!
That was actually pretty good, but I think you got more. Can I get a hell yeah?
Hell yeah!
This is Transcendental Cowboy. You will know when you're supposed to do the hell yeah.
Woo!
Alright. I'm a transcendental cowboy with the existential blues. Here's a solipsistic meta-transcendental news. It's more than just one recipe, girl, feel good about what you choose. So when it comes down to do what you gotta do, you can read a book of Sartre, read a book by Camus. There's 1,000 different faces out there, 1,000 points of view. If seeing is what, get ready, throw your hands up in the air and say, hell yeah.
Hell yeah!
I'm a transcendental cowboy with the existential blues. Here's a solipsistic meta-transcendental news. It's more than just a recipe, girl, feel good about what you choose. So when it comes down to do what you gotta do, you light yourself some candles, light up someone's eyes, go back to the 60s right now, retro psychedelic size. Most feeling is believing, throw your hands up in the air and say, hell yeah.
Hell yeah!
I'm a transcendental, existential, sentimental, solipsistic, upper middle class, white bread, suburbanistic, went away to school and how where I'm irritated. Some would even say, slightly overeducated, try and find a way to set myself free. In my heart of hearts, just a Bruce Springsteen wannabe, working all day and singing all night, doing alright. Woo!
Woo!
boy with the existential news. He's a solipsistic meta-transcendental news. It's more than just a recipe, girl, feel good about what you choose. So when it comes down to do what you gotta, when it comes down to do what you gotta, when it comes down to do what you gotta do. Because we had such a great first episode of our new songwriter stream with Victoria Rose and Cecilia Eve, could I get one final hell yeah?
Hell yeah!
Woo woo!
Oh, wait, that's good.
Nice.
All right.
Those are the best hell yeahs that I've heard in a long time.
I
What's
concur.
that?
Great hell yeahs.
I
Well,
concur.
Can I
That's
say?
why we book the people on this show that we book, because they have those good hell yeah
Just for the hell
voices.
yes. We had to audition.
the deep-
We had to audition with the hell yeah.
Let's say hi to our good friend Pam. She's been watching on YouTube.
Hi,
She's
Pam.
on the chat. Thank you, Pam, for checking us out.
Oh, Princess Pam. Pam just got in touch with me. She wants to play Mary O's in February again for her her annual birthday show. So we'll be setting that up.
Oh, that'd be
Yeah,
great.
It's a lot of
Yes.
fun.
Before we move on to Jason, I just wanted to say that the deep and serious meaning behind the writing of Transcendental Cowboy is that it's fucking music. It's supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
You gotta have a part of your set where you bring the fun. So that's what that song
Hell
is all
yeah!
That's right.
Usually you have the super serious, heartbreaking catharsis, and then you have the release. So, like, what's life if you never allow yourself the sweet release? All right,
Absolutely.
Jason, you're up.
All right. So I'm gonna try something here. We haven't played this one in a while, but this is a fun place to just try things out. And I hope you all enjoy the ride with us. Let me just turn off echo cancellation.
Guitars.
I will tune with Chuck in a moment. What we have to do is close it. Can you close the door?
Back that way. Yes.
All right. Play a G.
Just gonna stand over here.
I think it's good.
Alright, I'm good.
All right. So Lisa's gonna sing this song.
This is made of plastic. It's better.
All right. We'll try this. We got the tuning kinda.
I'm just gonna kind of just stand over here.
All right. Move on.
Just like looming over Jason. No, I like it this side. Just like this like weird head popping out.
Oh, wrong key. Wrong key.
What?
1, 2, 3. There we go.
Trying to validate my intentions. Trying to unleash insinuations. Wait till the morning sun. Trying to feel the weight of my obsessions to allow them no absolutions. Wait until the morning sun. Someday you'll find a place where baby tigers skip over leaves and fly. Waiting for the morning sun. Swing as a little pony with eyes as wide as roly-poly.
Rocking to the rolling sound.
Waking up in the lamps of the lights, I flow backwards, it feels so right.
Rocking to the rolling sound.
They're running along the beach, with shimmering, sparkling till they dry.
Sleeping under lovely love, love.
Bits and pieces
Swell into emotion, spin a tapestry of sweet conversation. Wait until the evening's come.
Ships are sailing along the blue sea. Think it's our time for afternoon tea.
Wait until the evening's gone.
Someday we'll find a place where baby tigers sleep under shooting stars, sleeping in the morning
Morning glow, glow, glow.
Ion tenure.
Thank you all for listening to our experiment.
I think that you and Chuck and Lisa should consider playing music together on a regular basis.
Oh my god, everybody always tells us that.
Hey, hi
That'd be a
Rory.
good idea.
Good to see you. Virtually, good to see you.
All right. So thank you, Jason and Lisa, and extra special guest Chuck Dorman, who we just celebrated his birthday at our first
That's
in-person Mario's
Thank
a couple
you.
weeks ago.
Yeah, that's right.
Good to see you, Chuck. All
Good
right.
to see y'all too.
Let's move on to Victor's third and final song of the evening.
Sure.
Rory, our friend Rory DeLasno, another songwriter, just showed up just in time for Victor's song.
Here's
And
my
he's
song
playing in a
for
couple weeks. Wait, in a couple months, or is it next month?
Oh yeah, that's right, Rory.
Yeah.
We didn't announce next month's guest. Next month
Right.
on this show, third Tuesday Songwriter Stream, Rory DeLasno is one of our guests.
Awesome.
That was a perfect reminder moment. All right, I'm gonna do something kind of new, and yeah, this is a new song. How are you enjoying the end of the world? Is it everything you were expecting? No rapture, no horsemen, there's no pits to be hurled. It's just a slow burn. Isn't it vexing? hoping we'll be lost in a song. How are you enjoying the end of our time? Between 1 and 10, I think I'd give it a 7. Just to be with you, sharing a rhyme. You know it's quite nice. Despite the heat, this is heaven. And we keep humming along, hoping we'll be lost in a song. How are you enjoying the end of the world? Is it everything you were expecting? Topical. There you go.
We were muted. Clap again. Clap again.
The silence spoke volumes. No.
Was that the first ever performance of that song, Victor?
I finished it on the way to Mario's last time, and I played it there. So I guess it's the second time.
Wait, I heard it on. I thought there was a stream I heard it on.
Oh, I might have done it on Live Music Mondays the following Monday
Yeah.
after Mary's, so it's possible. But yeah, I haven't. Other people have experienced great creative outbursts during the pandemic. I, on the other hand, have just been like an ambulance goes by and my brain goes out the window. I found it to be one of the least creative periods of my musical time. But I feel like I'm finally starting to emerge out of that.
Yeah, you only recorded 70 songs with Mark Caserta over the pandemic.
Many of those were pre-written and covers. That definitely helped keep me sane because it was without having shows. Mark also had wasn't playing with his band as well, and messaged me and he said, "Hey, you know, I'm bored out of my mind. Just send me an iPhone recording." And I was in the process of smacking my head against the wall, and I said, "Yeah, that's probably better than what I'm doing right now." So they're all just kind of experiments and trying to be as live as possible and as loose as possible. And that was a fun time. But
It's a great project.
Sounds like a basement tapes kind of thing.
And it's on
Yeah,
SoundCloud,
exactly.
right? It's
yeah,
on your
they're all.
SoundCloud.
If you go to my website, it'll link you to the SoundCloud. So you go to victorvgurbo.com and all the links are there.
Awesome.
Oh,
Yes, Rory. In general, when I'm speaking, it'll take a nosedive.
all right. So everyone following along at home, we've completed our 3 trips around our round. We are going to squeeze in a little encore like we usually do. We like to invite our 2 special guests to close out the night with a bonus song at the end. So we'll hear one more song from Victoria and one more song from Cecilia. That will be the end of the night. Before we turn it over to Victoria, we're just going to do a couple items of bookkeeping. One is our monthly tradition of taking the group photo of all of the night's performance.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move Cecilia and Victoria down below, like so. Is that good?
Jason, last time you had done the different layout where all of our squares were bigger.
And then we get big,
Yeah.
like that.
Does anyone know how to do the cat filter? I've never figured out how to do the cat filter.
Oh, let me take
What
the
we
cap.
need is Paul
neither.
Lind. We need Paul Lind right in the middle.
Hold on, let
Paul Lind.
me just do one thing because I don't wait. I want to
Squares.
take that off.
All right. Let me get the screen capture. Hey, where's Lisa?
You guys gotta come. You guys,
I'm like the head.
Lisa, you're not in it.
yeah,
You're not in
Not
it.
in it. You gotta see.
She's not in it. All right. Now you're covering Chuck.
So I'm here.
Are we all there? All right. Look
Wait,
beautiful.
No, I'm just kidding.
It's the Halloween edition.
All right, let me see if we all came out okay.
I didn't. You definitely have to do me again.
No, Jason, you're fine. You're fine. You know,
Yeah,
Do
dude.
yourself.
I'll do one more for safety. Let me capture that one. All right, one more, everyone. Jason, try not to screw it up this time. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right, that's all. We just do 2 takes of this.
All right. I think we got it.
We definitely got it. All right. The other bit of bookkeeping is just to tell you who we have next. Next month on the Songwriter stream, which is the third Tuesday of every month, on November 16th, we have the aforementioned Rory Delasno, great, very active and busy singer-songwriter out of New Jersey. And we're joined by the Seattle-based singer-songwriter Irene Pena. So next month, it's Jason, Victor, and myself, plus Rory and Irene. That is on Tuesday, November 16th. But between now and then, we have our next live edition. So if you're in range of New York City, you could come and catch the 3 of us at Mary O's, and our guests for November, which is the first Tuesday of November, November 2nd, we have Jeff Jacobs and Megan Pullis, both of whom appeared on our online version over the pandemic, and now we're having all of our online guests back in person, and we want to extend that invitation to the 2 of you, Victoria and Cecilia. Next time you're in New York City, get in touch with us and share around with us at Mario's in person. So those are the coming attractions. We're going to close out the night with one more song from Victoria and one more from Cecilia. So Victoria, take it away.
Okay. This is a song. Ooh, I'm hearing a lot of delay. Maybe. I don't know what's going on.
Phil, you're mute. You're muted.
I might have to take my headphones off. As long as I sound alright, I will take my headphones off and trust you guys. Alright, this is a song about a homeless woman that I met in a very unfortunate situation. And she told me about how she ended up where she is. And I feel like this is a really important song to me because I think that the world would be a much better place if we started asking more questions and showing a little bit more curiosity about people instead of deciding that they are a certain type of person based on where they're at. So this is about her and anyone else who's ever felt severely misunderstood. Margaret Willis, what have you done? Have you lost your mind? Was another bar fight all that worth serving time? Margaret Willis, what have you done? Is it getting old? Looking for new ways to numb what you can't control. Maybe you'd say you were in the wrong place at the wrong time. Maybe you were. Maybe you'd blame everything on drugs or some cheap wine, call it a blur. Maybe I'd say you're what's wrong with the world, and that you feel strong when your fists are curled. But maybe a heart wasn't made to break like yours. Margaret Willis, what would it take to make the pain stop? Would you still prefer the ache of sleeping on a sidewalk? Maybe you'd say that you picked a fight and the system won. Should we call all those things you've done a crime? Should we call you scum? Should we all say what's wrong with the world? That you feel strong when your fists are curled? Or maybe a heart wasn't made to break like yours. We'll run in circles, ever turn back time. We'll break in laws, redeem what broke your heart. You may think a spiral leads to somewhere, but how much further can you fall apart? Margaret Willis, what have I done? I think I almost left you in that box inside my mind. I don't want to sort through. Margaret Willis, what have we done? Have we ever asked you why you have to disturb the peace? Does the peace disturb you?
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Wow.
Well,
We
Sorry,
I'm like
oh,
speechless.
I muted Phil. My
I
apologies.
was like, Phil's mouth is moving, but I don't hear anything.
Victoria, thank you so much for being part of our night.
Yeah, thanks
We're
for
gonna-
having me.
We're going to turn this over to Cecilia for the final song of the night, but before we do you have any last words?
Thanks for having me. Follow me on Instagram. Yeah, thank you guys for hosting and having me.
Well,
You rock.
Thank you.
was
It
fantastic.
was nice to meet all of you. I've met Phil, but that's it. I haven't met any other people in here in person, so it was nice to see you guys virtually, and yeah, thanks for having me.
Well, we look
awesome.
forward to meeting you in person next time you're in New York or next time we are in Nashville. Thank you for being part of this. For those of you watching at home, please find all of Victoria's links and social media handles in all of the descriptions on Facebook and YouTube. There are links to all of her pages, so please seek those out. Thank you so much, Victoria. And now to close off the night, we have Miss We Love Songwriters herself, Cecilia Eve.
Cecilia's having a little issue with sound. Cecilia, you hear us, but we can't hear you. Is that it?
No, I think she can't hear us.
Oh, okay.
Could we hear her?
I don't think so. Yeah, she's
Sure.
going to reload the web page. Apologies, like with these streams, you just never know what's going to happen. So.
Well, now it's time for that witty banter that we always say
Yeah.
that we should do.
I got to work on my band.
Hi, sorry, I couldn't hear anything for a second.
Yeah, I can hear you. Just make sure you get closer to the mic too.
Oh yeah, no, I couldn't hear anything that was going on at all. So I don't know
All
if you were
right.
speaking to me.
We're just saying how awesome you are and how the song that you're about to sing is going to be the greatest song in the history of all of the universes. A lot of hype. You got to live up to it right now. Go.
Okay, here we go. Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure. This was a really good time. You guys are all real talented. Please follow me on all of the followings, and I hope you enjoyed this last song. And I hope to see you guys in New York soon. And great job, Victoria. I love your music. It's very beautiful, and I'm happy to get to know about you a little bit more. And I already followed you on Instagram. All right.
Thank you. You too.
Here, cool. So this next one, this is called "If I Had the Chance." And is the microphone okay now?
It's good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Ever wonder why you feel the way you feel? Ever wonder who you're supposed to be? Well, you know it well, the feeling there that eats you up inside. Well, you know what you need to do. You just go and turn the other way. But if I had the chance, I would never let you down. And if I had the chance, you would never wonder how. If I had the chance, I would give you everything I had. Well, you know what you need to do. You just go and turn the other way. If I had the chance. If you look around at everything you've done, when will you be the lucky one? 'Cause you know it well, the feeling there, the emptiness inside. Well, you know what you need to do. You just go and turn the other way. But if I had the chance, I would never let you down. If I had the chance, you would never wonder how. If I had the chance, I will give you everything I had. But you know what you need to do. You just go and turn the other way. If I had the chance, if I had the chance. Ever wonder why you feel the way you feel?
Yeah.
That was awesome!
That's a way to end the night. Great way to end the night.
Well, thank you
Wow.
guys. Thank you. I had so much fun. Thank you. Felt great to sing for you guys. And whoever was watching, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being part of this.
I can't wait to meet you guys in person now. Be like, remember
Likewise.
that time when we met online? Now we're
Yeah.
in person.
This is great. Well, I think this is still. We were wondering if we should continue doing a live stream. Now that a lot of venues have opened up in person, and we figured, this is a great way to foster these friendships with musicians in other cities. Now we will be connected. Next time you come to New York, we got a head start on our
Yeah.
friendship.
I had wondered if live streams would continue past the pandemic, and I think many of them have, and I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's not a replacement for
No.
in-person music, but it's a nice addition. You know, I think a lot of us are just going to be home in our bedrooms singing songs to our four walls anyway.
Anyway.
With other people. All right. Well, this concludes our first ever episode of the Songwriter Stream. We are Phil, Jason, and Victor, with this month's special guests, Cecilia and Victoria. Thank you all. We're doing this the third Tuesday of every month. Next month, as we mentioned, is on November 16th, and we'll be back with Rory DeLasno and Irene Pena. If you're the platform you're watching on, whether that's Instagram or YouTube or Facebook, if you enjoyed tonight, please follow, like, subscribe, do all that stuff. And this video is going to live forever on the Roomful of Sky channel on YouTube, so come and revisit it anytime you miss us.
Hell yeah!
And thank you to our special guests, Lisa and Chuck.
I heard that hell yeah come back. Like it was
Really
so
liked
loud.
it. Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
Went through
Hell
people's,
yeah! Hell yeah!
went through the satellites and back.
And thank you, Pam. She wanted to confirm that we got her tips.
Yes.
I got
Yes, we all got it. Thank you so much,
God,
Pam.
We appreciate
Very
that.
sweet.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pam. And for
Means
those
a great
of you,
deal.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
And for those of you in the New York area, come back on February 2nd, and you could attend Princess Pam's birthday show.
That's my birthday too.
Whose birthday?
My birthday.
No
Victoria.
way!
Pam, is the second her birthday? I don't know if she's still watching, but
I don't know if that's her actual birthday, but that's the one that lines up. That's the night at Mario's
That's
that
the
lines
night,
up
okay.
closest to her birthday.
cool. Mine is actually on the 2nd, so I will be there. Just kidding. Well,
All right.
maybe
well,
I'll drive.
Well, Victoria, you let us know next time you're in New York, and same for you, Cecilia. For all of those tuning in from home, thank you. We love you. We'll see you in person or on the stream or wherever. Maybe we'll bump into you on the street. And we love you. Good night.
Good night.